Cut.
Action cut.
Welcome back to Divatainment Radio in association with Online Broadcasting Workshops. And we are back again with more industry role players, people that are making sure that your content is out there and it's making sense. Yeah, I guess I said it right. So today I have Mr. Stanley Khoza and Mr. Thobela Dlamini. Please do introduce yourselves. I will start with Stanley Khoza and along.
Greetings to everybody out there. My name is Stanley Khoza. I'm the Deputy Chairperson of the Association of Independent Record Companies of South Africa. I'm the Chairperson of Mushito, which is Africa's premium music market. I sit as one of the national executive members of the South African Music Industry Council. Today I'm just here to speak about the industry information that young ones need to know.
Okay, thank you very much. And Thobela.
Yeah. 1212. Thobela Dlamini, Deputy Chair of the Recording Industry of South Africa, which is RISA. The Deputy Secretary General for South African Music Industry Council. The Secretary General of South African Creative Practitioners Union. Also currently serving as one of the Minister's Advisory Team and the Minister of Arts and Culture, Babunatim Tetwa. I'm heading a streams, a private sector engagement funding.
Okay.
Thank you.
So, guys, these are the people. When you have questions, these are the people that you have to come and ask. I know as an industry we are going through a lot because of the whole COVID thing. But Mr. Khoza, what is the role of Mushito Music Conference in the music space?
Look, if you look at the reality and the purpose of Mushito as formed, one, it was to create a platform for the music industry to have a platform where they are able to speak about industry matters. Mushito has influenced programs like this today. Most of the workshops that are now born throughout the provinces were born out of Mushito because the South African music industry felt that they needed a platform through which all of them collectively can put together conversations about the industry. Look at how technology is changing when it comes to the industry. Look at matters that are coming, the copyright amendment bill, the performance protection bill, and also just to find ways of referencing. If you look at international markets, as looking at how can we as a country be able to take our own artists outside the borders of the country. And the formation of Mushito was purely to make sure that there's a platform that is responsible for cultural exchange, for music development, and for making sure that we take what is outside and bring it home, and take what is here at home and take it outside to the world, giving our people talent.
Okay, very interesting. Dr. Thobela, I heard that you are the deputy chairperson of RISA. What is RISA and what is RISA's role in the music sector?
I think RISA is the recording industry of South Africa. It's an organization formed by different or many industry record labels, both independent and major record label.
Okay.
It's an institution where we try and facilitate, how things need to happen in the industry. I.e., when somebody releases an album, RISA will be your place to go where you look for our ISRC codes.
Okay.
Where you get those codes so that you can be able to trace and track, your music when you want to check how are you doing, what are your issues. And because some people just release music and they can't even trace and track to which stations have played them, what's happening, because that's where the money is. So if you don't have a mechanism where you can track and trace your music, that is where the problem is at. So RISA advocates for such. Also on the copyright amendment bill, we play a part. We play a part in making sure that the music regulations in South Africa becomes what we want, ultimately, as the creatives.
So what you are saying right now is that as an artist, I need that code to be recognized as an artist.
I think it's not even about being recognized. It's making sure that when you go to SABC now with a song, when you fill up that form, it will ask for that ISRC
Okay.
code. So without that code, unfortunately, you must find, you must be a member of RISA to go
Okay.
and do that.
So
So
it's
that it
basically your
makes
ID number as an artist.
type of,
Okay.
because if you don't know where your music is, what's the point of you releasing your music? So you ought to have, you ought to track it down
Okay.
and see where is my music playing, what's happening with my track, and all those type of things. We are trying to run away from artists just releasing music for the sake of, and tomorrow when they die as paupers,
Yeah.
you can't even go anywhere and go tracks
Yeah.
their music. So that is one aspect that is very important.
That is a very important thing that you guys are doing there for the industry. And I heard both of you saying you are part of SAMIC. What is SAMIC, and what is its role in the industry? I guess today we are learning a lot. Okay, I do know, but it's for you guys at home.
Look, I think the most important first component is that the music industry is a business. And because it's a business, it then needed to operate within a business frame.
Yes.
And when you operate within a business frame, you need to be organized. And the only way you can organize yourself is to have a representation of the collective within the music industry value chain. So SAMIC, it's the South African Music Industry Council.
Okay.
It speaks for people that sells music. It speaks for people that just consumes music. It represents artists. It represents unions within the music industry. It represents all the structures that forms part of the music industry value chain. For example, if you look at PSL for soccer, that body is responsible for the development of soccer within the country.
Okay.
SAMIC is responsible for the development of the South African music industry within our country. And not only looking at particular provinces, it has a national responsibility to make sure that the music industry is viable and commercial in all aspects. Yes.
Yeah, I think for me, it's the council itself. It also plays a very big role. Remember, when we say music is business, it must also be regulated.
Yeah.
So the council must make sure that the regulations are there and make it a point that whoever comes in and plays in a space, they are playing within the certain perimeters and they're also protected as well. Because what SAMIC is going to be doing going forward, SAMIC has got a lot of wings now, that is gonna do. You look at the SAMIC Foundation, which is gonna look at the well-being of the creatives.
Okay.
You look at something like a SAMIC women wing, SAMIC youth wing, because when people come into the space, you must make sure that they find home somewhere within this particular place. Yes, we come as organizations joining or becoming members of SAMIC, but at the same length and breadth, we are looking at saying how best, to have a voice as the music industry, a solid voice, because music industry, if you look at music is a heartbeat of the nation.
It is.
So when you have a heartbeat of the nation not being regulated, it's like a free for all. Everybody can do as they wish. They can abuse each other, exploit each other. Those type of things. SAMIC is here now to say, let us regulate people. Let us make sure that we have a clear database of saying who's who in this particular zoo. But this zoo is very big. It's got lions, it's got vultures, got everything in it.
So the past week, I don't know if maybe you guys are aware of what is happening on social media. So the past there's a guy, actually a lot of producers, they were crying that, I produced this hit that was #1 for the longest time, but I've never seen a cent from that. So they were talking about things like split sheets and whatever. Are you guys able to then help artists who are not like treated fairly in such situations?
Look, I think.
Or is it
I think
Ojilo is done?
No, I think the first thing we must do is to separate the uniforms, so that when we give advice, one understands on what basis. I think if you have filled your split sheets accordingly when you did the song, there's no way you got Ojilwe, because the split sheet speaks to who owns the song or who owns how much percentage out of the song, who played the part in the production of the song,
Yeah.
who composed the song, who did what. So literal, when it comes to royalties, obviously you'll know for your active radio performance royalties, Sambro will then pay you according to your percentages. If it is playing on TV or it's a music video, you'll do for all the music royalties accrued for videos, you'll be paid either by RISA or ECHO, depending on where you collect. If it so it's just a question of understanding where did the person get it wrong, so that you read it. Some people are quick to say I've been robbed because they have not filled in a notification of works, or you do not know what is a notification of works. There are artists who start today, tomorrow you wake up, a song you did without even knowing in your bedroom, it's a hit, but you've never seen a notification of works form.
Okay.
So you just need to ask the right people and be able to get the right advice on how you notify your music for audio, for media time, for performance on radio, and also for performance on television. But I think the structures we have within the industry, your Samro, Capasso, ECHO, RISA, have capacity to help those people solve their disputes with ease. Social media is not the platform where you solve issues. Social media is where you vent. When you finish venting, it changes nothing.
Yeah.
If you don't have a split sheet form filled that explains what your percentage, what are you doing? Because you're just going to talk trend. When you finish, you still need to go back to the basics, fill the forms, comply with what is required in terms of administration.
So going back, we can literally say it's very important for a starting artist to know about all these organizations.
Yes.
I think, before organizations, let's start here. It's what we see every day. Remember, we work with artists. We still record artists. When you find an artist going to a studio and some friend comes in and says, hey, how think shy line up? He shares their line without any documentation, nothing said, nothing done, just because it's a friend. The song becomes big. The friend now tends to be unfriendly. Because now there's money.
Yeah.
Now there's social media, there's this, there's swearing, there's this, there's that. And where the problem begins, when I go to studio, I must get my ducks in one row. Make sure that whatever that I do, before I can even say Risa, say whoever, I must understand whatever we do, I must always keep it in writing. So I'm always advising artists to say, whoever has worked on your album, you must make it a point. You have registered and recorded everything on paper. If somebody has to be pushed to sign a contract of saying I did a one-page contract, let it be. So that you also understand what is the percentage that the person is going to get.
Yeah.
So that when you come to understand, because people don't want to be associated with organizations, it's another problem. And that's why they're supposed to get help. But they think social media, it will give them those answers. Unfortunately, as Ustent is saying, it's a PR stunt. You are making noise for no good reason, unfortunately for you. Nobody's going to listen. Those that want to love Umkosi, SRF has got too many people who love Umkosi. They might love that Umkosi. But ultimately, who's going to help you to get your money? They won't help you. Instead, they'll just be crying with you. Hey, it's bad, swearing, whatever. But ultimately, you're not going to get help. So understand what you are putting on. This is business. We are running a business. We are not running a spaza shop.
Wow, so much knowledge. You guys, if you need to learn anything about the music industry, they are sitting on the next panel that is talking about artist development and how you can, your A to B strategies on how you can be a brilliant artist in the country.